It's pretty blatantly clear. Somebody is bankrolling this crap, probably George Soros. They're seeing advertisements in the news and the radio and the television over there in Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador. I know that because my wife and I have visited some of these respite centers. My wife is from Venezuela. She's a U.S. citizen now by choice. And so she speaks perfect Spanish. And she's talked with them and found out that, why did you come here? Well, we saw it on the news. You come over here, and once you come in, and they even showed you how to do it, you come up to the Border Patrol agent with your hands up, and they told them what to say and what to do, and your chances of being processed and released rather quickly are very good, and then you're free and clear. And you don't have to, that's what they're told. That's exactly what they're told. And so somebody is bankrolling this, and it's an organized thing. Somebody is bankrolling this, and it's an organized thing for a number of reasons. One of the biggest one is trying to overwhelm the numbers, particularly Texas and other southern states. That's why they don't want them to leave here and go up to sanctuary states and sanctuary cities. They want them to come right here, specifically in Texas, because Texas in the last election was a whole lot closer than it was supposed to be. I call it the Beto effect. But if they can increase that with illegal aliens voting, and it's on a county-by-county basis, and if you have a crooked elections administrator that registers them or doesn't check them, and they check, are you a U.S. citizen? Yes, and they're not, then you have untold numbers of illegals able to vote and have a say in what goes on in this country. And if Texas goes Democrat, Republicans can't win. That's it. It was a brilliant thing because he knew their reaction. He had a good idea what their reaction was going to be. And so he got them, who had been talking about welcoming them, to come out publicly against illegal aliens. Oh, no, we don't want them here, in those numbers, because it would overwhelm them. They couldn't afford that. We can't afford it here. I mean, the mayor here in McAllen said, no, we don't have a crisis, And now he's saying, help, we need federal reimbursement because we're helping them here at the Catholic charities, and we're being overwhelmed. Well, you said there wasn't any crisis, so now how are you going to say that and then say, well, you need federal reimbursement dollars? So it's not that hard to understand. People who are here legally, for the most part, they prefer this side of the border to be better than the other side. Now, they're not necessarily against people coming across here, whether legally or illegally. Now, somebody who went through it the proper way and got naturalized, they are against, by and large, probably 60, 70, 80%, they're against people coming here illegally because they did it the right way. But for many people here over generations, back when there was just lax border control, back over the last 100 years, there was times where you could just come across. Before they built Falcon Dam, there was times where you could just walk across the Rio Grande on dry ground. That dam is what made this river flow continuously, where you had to actually swim across. So you can live here on this side even if you're illegal, as long as you don't go 45 minutes north of here past the Falfurrias checkpoint. You can live here almost indefinitely as long as you obey the law, and a lot of people do. But you're not supposed to be able to register to vote, even though they're not supposed to be able to vote. Now, I'll tell you, there's tens of thousands of illegal aliens that are registered to vote in this county. Number maybe closer to 100,000. There's a lot of people registered to vote in this county that should not be allowed to. And if we had honest people overseeing, or to go through and look at all of the stuff going on in the elections administration, I'll bet you they could find, I think they found 10,000 dead people that were registered to vote. My great-grandmother's been dead now for 30 years, and her voter registration card was still coming in the mail to my grandmother 5 years ago. So who's been voting in her place? She'd be very sad to find out that after all those years of voting Republican, now she's all of a sudden a Democrat. So there's certain pockets here where you have seen like a measles outbreak, and others, mumps, I think, over there in the Mission area, and other places. They're trying to get control of it and keep them quarantined in that area. But we've seen that. Diseases that have been eradicated for years are starting to come back, and it's because you got people coming across that have not been vaccinated. And then you have people here who don't understand just basic laws and basic road right-of-way laws here, and so people getting hurt, people getting killed. I mean, just in the last 6 months, you can go through and see a number of different headlines of somebody hit and killed, and the driver just turned out to be an illegal alien. And you have to dig real hard because that's not usually one of the first 3 lines that it was an illegal alien. They want to suppress that. But if you look and check and see, in fact, it was an illegal alien who did that. The Monitor, by and large, is part of establishment, mainstream media, slanted to the left. The local television media down here is a little bit more toward the middle, I would say. Maybe slightly left, but not way off to the far left. They're doing what they think is the right thing to help those, help the widows and the orphans, those that are down and out. But if you look at the Bible on balance, you're also supposed to obey those that have the rule over you. You're also supposed to respect the laws. I'm also an ordained minister at Full Fellowship of the Abundant Grace Community Church in Edinburgh, Texas. So I know the Bible as well or better than some of these people in the Catholic Church. But it's easy to fall off, to get a little bit off track with helping the poor and the widow and these people down and out without taking the whole thing on balance. You've got to take the whole thing on balance, first of all. You're not supposed to come here illegally. We've got plenty of fine bridges and facilities to come in legally. If you're not coming in the right way, what does the Bible say? If you're coming in through the window or through the back door or through a different way, you're a thief and a robber. You're not following the law.
Pope Francis is urging countries to greatly improve their welcome to migrants. He says their dignity and rights trump national security concerns.
The Catholic Church out of Rome has never been able to control the United States. The other nations they had been, but not ours, because we're the first nation to be a nation governed of the people, by the people, for the people. Okay? The people are the government. And we really can overthrow the government if we have to, if we need to, just like we did against England. So we are a republic, and we're the first republic here, and we're the first nation to say that our rights are inalienable, and they're not given to us by the government, they're not given to us by man, they're given to us by God. So that takes them and the church out of it. They didn't have any control over us. They did have control over Mexico and other nations, but not the United States, according to our founding documents. And they've always wanted to overturn that. And one way to do that is by overwhelming us with more than enough people from outside that we can't handle that could possibly change it. We've gone down to the respite centers, and we've actually gone to help and actually talked with some of the illegal aliens that were there. And so we found out through them, why did you come here? Well, we saw it on the news over there, on the television, and their advertising come over here, and they give them the words to say and what to do, and they have a good chance if they make it here to stay here. So somebody's paying to put those ads on the air over there. I think it's George Soros. I can't prove it, but that's my opinion.